G'day folks, this is Corey. I hope you're really well. This video is really for clients and people that I want to send this to. It's not really for the YouTube algorithm, so hopefully it goes really well anyway. I'm going to talk about how to get more sales from your website. So in my game, lots of people reach out to me via various mechanisms and they say things like, I need more sales on my site, I'm not getting much traffic, variations of those things. And they're often worried that they don't have the skills to increase the usability of their website, or they're not good enough to get more customers from their existing website. And sometimes I think they're actually asking the wrong question. It's more about basic things like customers and how they interpret the website rather than technical things. I'll explain more as we shoot through this video. I'm just going to shrink my head down so I can see the full screen. So it's called How to Get More Sales from Your Website, the 1070 method. Okay, so the 1070 method obviously is something I've just made up, but I want to use it because it helps me to help you more as a system you can use and you can remember, and you can look at both ends of the age spectrum and how you can connect with those people. So these 3 points are really, really important because this is what people worry about. They worry that they're not going to grow their business via their website because they don't have the technical skills or the SEO skills or the design skills. Those 3 things come up often, and I feel that that's the wrong question to ask yourself is, how can I improve these skills? That's not the question you need to ask. You need to ask, do people get it when they visit my website? That's more important. So we'll roll on through and I'll explain more about what I need. So the problem is this: you know a lot of stuff and your customers don't. And sometimes that means you will get lots of information on your website. You'll talk about the things you've done. You'll talk about the courses. It's much like a radio ad. Yes, I just said radio ad. It's much like a radio ad I heard literally today here, which was talking about a nutritionist somewhere. And they were talking about the courses they've done. And it was entirely technical and talking about that person without talking about the customers once or the result they'll get. Any of that stuff was just deleted. Okay, so the risk is that you're going to bamboozle people. Okay, you're going to create a website that technically, design-wise, might be great, but people might get there and go, I just don't get it. Or what exactly does this business do? Or what do I do now? Okay, so the real problem for me is that often website owners have focused on them. They've focused on themselves, not their customers. Now, that's a really, really important distinction. You should always be thinking about your customers. What do you do for them? What do they get from you? How can they onboard with you? All that sort of stuff. Yet, often, people come my way or other marketing people or SEO people's way, and they've done all of this thinking about themselves and their background and the features, and they just haven't really thought about the customers. So the opportunity is that if you simplify, clarify, and this one's really important, make it way easier for people to spread the word about your business, you can dominate. Now, I've got more detail below, but just think of those 3 things. Simplify and clarify so that people can tell other people about your business, because that's better than anything digital. If you can help people use word of mouth, your business will win. So if your business message is easy to understand and your website is really easy to understand, people will help you grow your business. Now, check out this point down here. This is an important point that comes up in the SEO space and marketing space quite often, which is you could potentially get less web traffic, but more customers, because they'll instantly get it and want it. Okay, so really, our website is there to help our business grow. It's not really there just for traffic and people to see it. It's there because we want to get customers. So therefore, we want the right people to find it and then navigate it and then do the right thing and get in touch with their business. I think you would agree with that. So sometimes we forget that fundamental question. What is the purpose of our website? Why is it even there? Okay, so think about that. We want the right people to find it and do the right thing. So the 1070 method, right? So last week I talked in a very big Facebook group, a very large international SEO. So these are the geeks who talk about websites, and people are asking technical questions about SEO and how to get more results. And I said, just show your website to grandma. And if grandma doesn't get it, you're stuffed. And people just, well, oh my God, this guy gets it. It's a real basic fundamental thing. If your grandma doesn't get it, you're probably in trouble. So that's what the 70 refers to over here is find some older people and find some younger people to show your website to. I did a video a couple of years ago about the 12-year-old website test, which was showing 12-year-olds your website and asking them some basic questions about what you do and where they're looking and what they do when they're on your site. It's kind of the same. It's really just surveying people, testing people, asking people to look at your website and then asking them some questions. So the 1070 refers to find some younger people, find some older people, even find some people in between, really. It doesn't really matter. You just want to find some people who will give you good, honest feedback. Because most of your friends and colleagues, they won't give you honest feedback. They don't want to hurt your feelings, or they don't want to. They don't want to sound silly by asking obvious questions. Whereas grandma, she doesn't care. She's going to say, "I don't know what do you mean." So you want that honest feedback. Okay. So really, the purpose of the feedback is these 5 things here, and this is business 101, but it's specific to your website. Okay, so thing number one, we want to learn as much as possible. We want to learn from customers and people. We don't want to talk about ourselves on our website too much. We want to learn from the people as much as we can and then get out of our way, get out of our own way, learn from people what's important, what's not on that website. We want to delete, okay? We want to delete surplus words and stuff. We want to help people focus, okay? So if you've got a whole bunch of things on your website that are distracting people from the important things, then Houston, we have a problem. So we do want to learn from people and delete stuff. We want to simplify it, okay? We want to simplify that website so that grandma looks at it and goes, aha, you're a bus driver, or aha, you're a mechanic, or aha, you sell coffee. Whatever you doing in business, we want to make sure that grandma gets it. Okay, maybe trot it out at Christmas time when grandma's had a few gins, so you get really honest feedback. But and I've been a bit colloquial, and it sounds like I'm having a laugh, but this is really important. You want to make it so simple so people understand it, and then they can spread the word for you. Okay, you want to clarify exactly what you can do for people, for them, so that when those hard-earned visitors come to your website, they get it straight away and they know what they will receive from you. Okay, and then number 5, you want to improve your call to action so that you get more results. Now, your call to action might be sign up for a free sample by clicking this button. It might be download this free ebook. It might be book now. It might be buy now. Whatever that action is that you want people to do on your website, you want to improve that so you get better results. Now, you might watch people and they don't even see the call to action. That's a problem. They might not know how to take the call to action. Do they click? What do they do? So watch people, survey people so that your call to action gets better and better and better. Now, this is the sort of stuff you should constantly do. Okay. Now, the questions you should ask people, this is up to you, but you probably should test these and change them from time to time. But I would start with basic things like, what does our business do? People might say, oh, golly, I don't really know. You might ask something like, where on the site are you looking? That's what Hotjar and screen recording stuff does. It gives you recordings, but just ask people, what are you looking at on the website? Oh, you're looking at the photos. Okay. You're not looking at the button over here. So ask them where they're looking. That's really important stuff. Next one will be, what do you think you should do next? Or where do you think we want you to click? So you're asking them about the call to action. What do you think we want you to do next? That's really important. Okay. And this one's important too. Do you think you could explain our business to someone else easily? Super, super important, because if they can't, then you haven't simplified it enough. All right. You need to think about simplifying so that people can explain it to other people. That should be the goal. Okay. Now, I've just popped a note down here. You should do as many of these surveys as possible. Constantly be doing this stuff. In our space, it's called conversion rate optimization. So we're trying to convert more visitors to sales or actions. It's just things you should be doing. Okay. So that's basically the video done. I want you to just remember that, in my opinion, and I do a lot of this stuff, those questions and finding out from people about how simple your website is to navigate, etc., they're more important than the technical skills required to build a site, or the SEO skills required to rank a website, or the design skills required to make it look pretty. Okay. Now, hopefully, you found that useful. I concede that there's some work involved in this process, but that's what business is. It is work. So, welcome to the game. I really hope you do some of this stuff, and I'd love to hear about it. However, if you've got questions, just pop them in the comments below, and then I will reply and help you out in the future. And if you have seen this video on YouTube, do subscribe and tell some people about it as well. All right, guys, talk again soon. Bye for now.